I'm going to talk about FCC Insurance Group. They're doing great, but the specific needs for FCC Group adopting generative AI for transitioning to broader industry insights. So in summary, we're going to talk briefly about data availability, integrations, legacies, costs, and ethical concerns and security, as well as customer exceptions for all pertinent FCC in your insurance business. Data availability and quality. Generative AI requires to have good availability and quality large data. Then you have better quality for responses. Insurance also has a lot of legacy systems. It's a normal thing. It's not a bad thing. It's good, but it makes it difficult to consolidate effectively. Deloitte highlighted that a lot of insurers often cite and often specify in the survey poor data quality is a barrier to AI adoption. So this might be a barrier that we have to consider FCC. Mitigating risks for FCC would be to face the similar data challenges if they have them, and then this needs to be managed. Regulatory compliance. The main challenge in generative AI is to comply with regulations and make sure that we have understanding and clear direction compliance with GDPR and data privacy. Any kind of uncorrected data-driven recommendations, misuse, or anything else might lead to some challenges and liabilities we want to avoid. So, for an example, FCC's adoption must be ensuring that the Gen AI tools align with both your claims handling regulations and underwriting. And so to mitigate this risk, FCC Gen AI, the lead person, needs to be fully aware of compliance. Integration with legacy systems. Uh, FCC's challenge here on legacy systems may be that it may not be, or it may be, seamlessly be able to integrate with modern generative AI technologies. We'll have to look into those and evaluate those. One of the situations is upgrading infrastructure to accommodate for AI workflows and real-time data processing may need very intensive costs and may need intensive work. So to mitigate those risks, FCC's Gen A lead must coordinate all departments and modernization efforts at the organization. Cost of implementation. The challenge here for Gen AI systems requires significant financial investment in infrastructure and tools, and also for staff and people training. For a regional company like FCCI, insurance and underwriting and claims and agents, we need to balance the cost against any expected return on investment that could be challenged. So the key thing for mitigating risk here is that FCC may need to balance AI cost against return on investment. In order to do this, the Gen AI lead must align with financial and accounting staff and investment teams in order to ensure proper balance with staff, tools, and delivery of timing of Gen AI solutions. Ethical concerns and bias. The challenge here is Gen AI, oftentimes the models can have some biased data, and we have to ensure that there's no bias in there in the claims processing and the underwriting processing. So we have to make sure on our newer network models and all have fairness and transparency. This is the challenge. McKinsey in 2023 emphasized in their survey that AI ethics is a growing concern. So we all have to be very well aware of this in the insurance sector, especially our decision process making. So mitigate risk in this area. FCCI and the Gen AI architect must collaborate with decision makers and lead responsible AI insurance transparency for all services across all departments, and elevate those type of transparencies. Security concerns. The challenge with Gen AI and security systems are essentially its nature. The nature of data has vulnerability. So, cybersecurity threats, data breaches, compromised Gen AI content response, GDP can be injected with all kinds of bots and whatever. So we got to be careful. So FCC must ensure robust security measures. This is for not only the tools and the protection of sensitive insurance customer privacy data and also their privacy. That's a necessary thing when you work on any Gen AI projects. Mitigating tools for FCC is that the Gen AI architect must collaborate with cybersecurity staff to ensure that we coordinate on detection, prevention, and have in place in compliance with resilience that are compiled and complied with on every AI Gen delivery. Customer acceptance. The challenge for FCCI in any organization is trust and transparency, and it must be established with not only the stakeholders but also the policymakers, because it's very important. Insurance space, you have sensitive information on claims and underwriting, so you have special policyholders that need to have trust in that space. So we have to ensure that there's transparency and we're building trust. That's important to establish that with the policyholders in order to work with their data and claims and underwriting. A survey by EY, Ernst& Young, for example, revealed that 58% of customers prefer human over complex insurance services, human interaction over complex uh, systems. So that's another challenge, but that's an opportunity for Gen AI, because a mitigated risk that FCC can work on is that Gen AI person must be skilled in building trust partnerships and with all departments, and practice transparency and promote user-friendly GDP chats, and that will help out with the customers. Recommendations for FCCI Insurance Group. Here we're looking at 4 or 5 recommendations that were kind of covered in a summary. Data modernization. We need to seek opportunities to invest in consolidated and cleaning data and AI readiness. We need to manage regulatory alignment and collaborate and develop AI systems that meet industry regulations. We have to ensure and be adamant about ethical AI practices and implement frameworks to mitigate biases and promote transparency. And also, a key thing to gain trust is to promote Gen AI pilots. And basically, we start with small and we have controlled proof of concepts to demonstrate return on investment and then refine those models. So now, in a nutshell, when FCC meets these challenges, an organization-wide documented with support by executive management, then this could provide more leverage